Happy New Year, everyone. So I've gone into session for each of the signs, both for the sun signs and for the ascendant signs, for each of the 12 signs of the zodiac. I pulled the Wild Kuan Yin oracle to bring forward the evolutionary growth theme for Aries sun, Taurus sun, Gemini sun, etc., and for Aries ascendant, Taurus ascendant, Cancer ascendant, etc. Each sign is represented in one video. The first guidance that you're receiving is for the sun sign. After that, you will see the reading for the ascendant sign. Both have meaning and they both have different narratives according to their purpose in your chart. I'm wishing you each a beautiful beginning to a very powerful 2018 cycle. More to come. She tames by lying down the staff and rope. My ways prevail. I subjugate the lower to the higher without any force. Through my ways, correct alignment to the higher divine order is established. My authority is supreme, yet I've no need to enforce it. Devotion to me is absolute, yet I bestow freedom. I show you now the whispering way to tame great force. I initiate you into the way of strength without coercion, the way of attraction without demand. Follow me and learn the art of feminine power. That fear shall always succumb to love. There is something that you want to attain. A situation exists that you would like to change. It may be something in your way of thinking or being, or a habit of body or mind. It may be a pattern within your emotional world, or an actual physical situation or obstacle you wish to change. Perhaps you wish it transformed completely, or perhaps you simply want some of the rough edges smoothed. No matter whether it is a small or large change that is desired, you have been attempting to bring it about through exertion of your will. Now, there is a time and place for such approaches. The strength of human will should never be underestimated. Yet there is another way, a gentler and more peaceful way, that will evoke little resistance within you and help you attract what you want rather than have you carve it out of your own blood, sweat, and tears. This is a taming power, the magnetic lure of attraction that can tame even beyond the capacity of the will. This way of gentleness takes great strength of will, but it is will that redirects the pushing, striving mind, rather than the action of willpower that seeks to mold the physical world or control the people in your life, to have them act as you would wish. It is a way that attracts the devotion of others and draws to you the aid and support you need, yet you are not required to grasp for such generosity. So you are being initiated into the teachings of the taming way of feminine power. Whether you are man or woman, once you have tasted the way of masculine power, the way of force and effort, your soul will wish to experience its polarity, the way of magnetism and more effortless attraction. So then the teaching begins here. You must be willing to become empty in order to be filled. You must be willing to accept the very thing you wish to be transformed. You must be willing to become flexible in order to stay true on the path. You must be willing to become childlike in order to be wise. It is in embracing what is that empowers you to transform it. You can, of course, choose the other way, to pursue, push, and direct. However, you will find it an uphill battle all the way, and it will only get you so far. This way holds more finesse, attains a greater result, and will lead you further along your spiritual path as you learn that the opposites are only an appearance of reality, not reality itself. You cannot embrace and empower one side of a war without empowering the war itself. You then manifest through invitation, what is offered from the heart space. There is no control here, and yet you will seem to command an army whilst your heart is pure and remains true to peace. What you want is possible, but the way you may be thinking it has to come about is doing you a disservice. Striving will create friction where surrender and invitation through love will create affinity with the goal. Whether it is your own body, desires, or mind that you have been trying to tame, or the behavior of another in a relationship, it is time to make love your discipline. Punishment and judgment, criticism and control are not going to be of benefit here. The wild animal strikes out at force coming towards it. It is an instinct. To be at peace, to be open with love towards that animal, creates an invitation for connection. This invitation from a place of love rather than fear or need creates a magnetic, irresponsible pull of attraction. To allow for timing, to allow for choice, to allow for freedom, these approaches create respect and fertilize life. This oracle comes to you with guidance. If you have been pursuing a relationship or connection with another, don't be afraid to let there be space between you, to allow another to reach for you whilst you are open and inviting but not demanding. This is a way to intimacy. You may be scared if you allow this, certain people will no longer be in your life. You may well be correct in that assumption. However, there is no need to fear it. As you change your approach to life, life changes in its approach to you. The sort of friendships and other types of relationships that happen into your life from this approach will be different, more free, less fear-based, and more loving. If you have been pursuing a certain outcome with dedication, discipline, and attention to detail, you are to be congratulated. Do consider softening your approach. This does not mean that you stop any action toward your goal. It means that you soften your mind and heart as to how it can unfold, as to who can help you, and even as to that information or manifestation as it happens. It means that you pray and surrender to the process and allow the divine love in your own heart to attract what is needed. Focus more on being open and attractive to what you seek rather than being dynamic in pursuit, at least for now. Do not fear becoming empty. This is particularly so if you have had to let go of someone or something, be it a job, a habit, a lifestyle, or an identity that once supported your sense of self in the world. You are asked not to fear the emptiness. It is a gift, painful though it can be at first. The gift is that something rather more nourishing would like room to manifest in you and your world. And there needs to be some space for that to happen. If you have been asking for how to progress on your spiritual path, the oracle of She Tames by Lying Down the Staff and Rope brings with it the guidance of the many teachers of Zen Buddhism, who ask you to learn about the opposites, to learn that they cannot exist without each other, and to transcend them. You can begin by letting go of judgment and learning to acknowledge simply what is. You can work through love to become what you seek to experience in the world, and yet at the same time you will become more peaceful because you also accept life and yourself as you are in this moment too. If you feel stuck anywhere on your path, that is fine and a part of life sometimes. If you would like to overcome that experience of being stuck, of not having things come together, of impatience, of frustration, or trying to force or control an outcome, then this oracle comes with loving wisdom for you. Accept what is, even your frustration, and let it be. It will pass and so shall any obstacle in your way, all the more gracefully when you offer no resistance to it, and instead simply be the child, curious and open, observing without claiming to know or direct. In that openness and curiosity, you may even see how divine compassion is serving you through the very thing you want to change. If you are open to it, not only will you gain the lesson and gift of the apparent undesirable state of affairs, but once that is gleaned, it will no longer need to be as it is. You accept, and with no resistance to push against, change happens. If you are in conflict with another or even yourself, you are guided to drop the resistance to the conflict, drop the resistance to the struggle. Do not put up anything to fight against it. Do not seek to convince or justify or be right. Do not add such fuel to the fire. Just simply be. Do not engage in drama if another is seeking to draw you into that fight or their world of criticism, fear, and judgment. Simply choose to lay down your weapons of control and not join in with this fight. This doesn't mean you enter into a battle defenseless. It means you don't enter into the battle at all. You can have compassion in your heart whilst choosing not to give in to another's demands to be offended or to accept criticism or take on feelings, moods, or emotional manipulations of another. When you no longer allow another to have power over you, you no longer need to attempt to control them in any way. You become free. Grandmother ensures safe crossing. You have a journey ahead of you. There is a particular path that you are meant to take so that you shall be in the right place at the right time to encounter the experiences that you are meant to have and the people that you are meant to meet. This journey will lead you across the water, far away from what you have known. To bear the crossing of the water, you must lose sight of the shore. It is part of your destiny, your sacred life path to take this journey. So although you may feel excitement or fear, hope or uncertainty about whether you are up to the task, know that it is meant for you, and Grandmother shall watch over you. She shall give you means for the journey and ensure that the crossing of the water is safely undertaken. Be light of heart, beloved, even as you may mourn what is left behind. For this journey is divinely blessed and will bring great success. There are times in life when we must cross the water if we are to grow rather than wither and retract. To grow requires courage, but offers the reward of radiance and fulfillment beyond what we have experienced. To cross the water implies more than simply taking a trip. It refers to a more life-changing experience of committing to and taking a journey. A journey is not only an external experience, it is an internal adventure too. Whilst a trip is interesting perhaps and gives us some nice experiences, but fundamentally leaves us the same person upon return, a journey changes us on the inside. A journey is as much, if not more so, about the process of travel itself. The internal growth that comes through a taking of a journey that leads us beyond what we have known and asks us to, quote-unquote, cross the water into a new territory, is what marks it as a divine adventure. Such an adventure offers us opportunities to mature, to open our minds, to become wiser, more tolerant, more curious, and less certain of how life should be. We can experience ourselves in different ways. It can be uncomfortable but exciting. Certainly it will involve venturing into the unknown. We may have to leave behind support systems in many senses and become more reliant upon ourselves and the inner guidance of our heart. When a journey is meant to be, however, the Divine Mother will provide the necessary tour guide or person with greater experience to help you along your journey. This oracle of Grandmother ensures safe crossing confirms that whatever help or divine protection you need is there for you. It may just be that you experience it as a sense of invisible but palpable protection or luck or good timing to help you throughout your travels. The crossing of the water meant for you at this time or immediately may be in a physical sense. Opportunities to travel can arise where you choose to leave the home you have known to literally go venturing overseas. There are also other profound ways to cross the water that may or may not accompany a physical relocation. These crossings of the water are where we leave behind a state of being or consciousness in favor of another. That may include releasing a sense of self, of identity, of certainty about ourselves or the world, to bravely venture toward an as yet unknown destiny. We'll have little idea as to what we are doing or where we are headed at times. We will likely feel lost and out of place, sometimes not really feeling like we belong anywhere in particular, nor having really settled or found our home or place in the world. Even in our place of birth, we may feel we are a stranger passing through. Having such experiences is a sign that a journey across the water is taking place, symbolic and internal, but just as real. The Oracle of Grandmother Ensures Safe Crossing indicates that not only are you on the journey, but you must keep looking. You have somewhere to go, a home to find, but you have not quite found it yet. There is something more for you to discover about yourself and your place in the world. There is a part of you that understands this. Perhaps you have fought it, tried to fit in with the ways of those around you, yet you are urged to remain true to the yearnings of your soul and continue your adventures. Do not imagine that where you currently find yourself is to be your resting place. There is more for you in your life. Further adventure awaits you. There will be a sense that every life lesson you have struggled through and mastered will have bearing and offer support to navigate the journey you are taking now or will soon embark upon. The emotional component of your journey may include grief and feelings of insecurity as you let go of the familiar. The gift tantalizingly offered as the treasure you seek on your adventure will inspire you to move beyond what has been comfortable, to take a risk for the mere possibility that you could obtain your heart's deepest desires and live a life you truly know you were created to live. This particular journey and the discontent or curiosity about quote-unquote something more that triggers its beginning is meant to be. Reward will certainly come, whether it is the reward you imagine now or one even more wonderful and miraculous than you can currently fathom. That can only be determined in time and only realized through the experience. There are no guarantees given as to how your journey will unfold, just that you have had all the preparation you need, even if you doubt your readiness, and that the ancient wisdom of the Divine Mother, in the form of Grandmother, will protect you. When the time is upon you, when you feel the stirring of discontent or the call of the wild to grow and expand, you are best to answer with a huge, heartfelt yes. The sanctuary, guidance, and protection of the Holy Grandmother is with you to ensure the success of your journey. Grandmother watches over the weaving of past, present, and future. She understands that what happens now is the planting and fertilizing of the soul seed, which will come to blossom more fully in accordance with your divine life purpose. She will nudge you when you need to be nudged, comfort you when you become uncertain, and provide the means for you to take step after step towards your destination. She is the representative of the Holy Mother. She will ensure safe passage, no matter how arduous, challenging, or downright intimidating the prospect of the journey of transformation may seem. Grandmother lives within your heart as wisdom and has the power to attract whatever is needed to assist you on your journey. Believe in the journey, beloved wild child, and in your ability to see the steps before you and take them. Reaching your destination will happen of its own accord, and by the time you get there, the journey will have matured you to be absolutely ready to receive your fulfilling grace. This oracle comes with a particular message, a guarantee of supreme success in a venture you are considering. It will ask you to grow, but the success is there for you if you are willing to take the journey. If you have been considering a move or a profound life change, then this oracle comes as confirmation that not only are you meant to be taking that journey, but that the divine will ensures protection and success. Life changes here could be those of career, religious or spiritual matters, lifestyle, or even sexual orientation. It could be any choice that feels as though it will take you more truthfully into your essence, even whilst in the process causing some upheaval for others as well. Surrender your control around how the journey unfolds and where it leads you. Start with your commitment to take the journey, and then trust your heart to lead you each step of the way.